Before I start with today's message, I thought I'd open up a little bit of entertainment. How many folks here have actually gone out to see My Big Fat Greek Wedding, that movie? You've seen it, you've seen it, right? And the father of that movie had himself a bottle of Windex.
Fixes everything.
Right?
That's
Fixes
right.
everything. Got Windex, you got poison ivy, put it on there.
Put it
Got a
on
mosquito bite, put it on
Put it
there.
on there.
You know, I had some psoriasis or eczema on the side of my leg. I thought, you know what? I wonder if there's anything merit to this Windex. Right? I started putting it on there. Man, it started to clear that right up. I'm like, wow, this got me something really cool. What is in this Windex bottle?
Faith.
I did a little research online, and it said this product can also be used as a mouthwash. I'm like, really? So I said, let me just check it out. So I just took the Windex bottle, and I said, let me just check it out. And it was mouthwash that you didn't have to spit out. You could swallow. But it worked. It
You
worked.
can drink it.
It worked. Anyone want to try it? No. Anyone want to try mouthwash? Tell you what, my teeth are squeaky clean. I'll tell you that right now.
Look at that. You gotta ask Dr. Pierce about that.
So it's all about deceit and lies. Deceit and lies. How many people believe that's Windex? Anybody actually believe that was Windex?
No.
Maybe that really was some Windex in the bottle, right? You don't know. But it's easy to be deceived. Easy to be lied to. That's some right there. Let's go with the facts. Okay. Before you start to get misled, let's really go with the facts. Don't believe everything you see or hear.
Right.
Because you're going to be deceived, you're going to be lied to. You know, that particular perception. So, you know, there are some definitions, biblical definitions about deceit and lies. And if we go to 1 John 2:21, he says, I do not write to you because you do not know the truth. We all know the truth. But because you do not know it, and because you do know it, excuse me, and no lie comes from the truth. So if you opened up a dictionary, I start with the Bible as my dictionary, and it said, no lie is of the truth. It says it right there. You could also go into a regular dictionary. For example, one of the dictionaries I looked up the word lie. Lie. A false statement made with deliberate intent to deceive. I looked up the word deceit. It's an act or a practice intended to mislead by false appearance or statement. The false appearance. You know, we have to really get the facts in terms of what we're doing. Now the difference is a lie is generally spoken, but deceit includes anything. That also includes words, deeds, anything to mislead the people. Anything to make you believe something that's true that really isn't true.
Ooh.
Lying involves a deliberate falsehood, told with the intent of misleading or causing somebody to believe your lie. A deliberate. You thought about it before you delivered those words. Deceit and lies are all around us today. All around us today. As we put on the television, and we watch wholesome shows like HGTV or food or Christian channels, but there's some commercials. There's a commercial on TV. A woman's in the bathroom. She's getting ready to eat a cookie. Kid knocks at the door. Mom, is that you in there? No, it's Dad. Right there. Right there. There's a lie. There's another commercial. Guy's got a brand new car. He wants to take it, run her around. He's got the dog in the back seat on the floor. He's telling the dog, lay low, lay low. The wife comes out. And he goes, I'm going to take the car out to look for the dog. He got away again. He's lying. Selling a product, there's a lot of lies. Think about television shows that you may watch, circular TV. They're all about misleading and lying everybody. Because it's all around us, it's going to start to penetrate our own actions and thoughts, which is the scary thing. That's how the evil one is putting all of that out there. That's okay. It's not a problem. Just go ahead and do it. So pay close attention to what you're watching and understand what's a lie. Now, the Bible teaches about lying and deceit. Here's a few passages that I dug up today to talk about and rebuking the general concept of lying. In Proverbs, chapter 6, 16 to 19, really, God hates a lying tongue and a false witness who speaks lies. So this lists things, primarily 6 things that the Lord hates. Okay? And in this is where he's talking about a false witness who pours out lies.
That's the Lord hates.
False witness is a lie. Okay? And a person who stirs up conflict. He can be deceiving. Stirs it all up. It's in the Bible. Then in Exodus, we all should know this one. Where does this come from?
10 Commandments.
The 10 Commandments. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. False witness is a lie. You're telling a lie.
Ooh.
So, you know, it tells you right there to learn these 10 Commandments. Then in Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 25. Therefore, each of you must put off falsehood and speak truthfully to your neighbors. For we all are members of one body. So, putting away the lying, and let's everybody speak truthfully to one another. Let's not mislead one another. And then in 1 Timothy, it just points out in here, in this section, it talks about sexual immorality, homosexuality, but liars, right in there. Everybody thinks all these things are really bad. Lying is up there with it. Deceit is up there with it. You know, we have to really, really look out for what we're doing. How many people here have ever been promised something and the promise never came true? Or how many times have you promised something and you didn't fulfill the promise? That's a deceit. That's a deceit. Knowing that you promised it, and probably, oh no, I'm not really going to do that. Now, there was deceit in the Bible. Many, many times there's deceit in the Bible. Back in Genesis, and in chapter 29, there's a story about, many stories about Jacob, and how he was involved in deceit. He bargained with his uncle Laban to serve for 7 years so he can marry Rachel. The night of the wedding, okay, the bride comes out, but it wasn't the Rachel, the sister that he wanted. He was deceived. His bride came out and she's all veiled over and everything. And he didn't realize he was marrying the wrong girl because his uncle deceived him. His uncle lied to him and said, you know, after 7 years you can have her. So he had to do 7 more years to get the one that he wanted. Pharaoh deceived Moses by promising to let Israel go if the plagues were removed. If you remember the story of Moses and all that, Pharaoh said, yeah, you know, remove the plagues and we're going to be done. Pharaoh didn't keep his promise.
Right.
He lied.
Right.
So remember, if you're knowingly making a promise, intend to keep it. If you can't keep that promise, don't say it. Don't say it because you're trying to stay fast, you want to look good, or whatever the case might be. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't find yourself guilty of deceiving somebody, because that deceit is in reality a lie. Deceit and lies started in the very beginning. In Genesis chapter 3 and verse 4, Satan told Eve she would not die if she ate of the forbidden fruit. He slowed her right up there and said, you know what? God's pulling the wool over your eyes. You're not going to die. You know? But God said that she would die. But she didn't really understand what was going on. So after Eve sinned, she said that the serpent had beguiled her. Oh, not me. He told me to do that. How many times have we listened to a friend and do something we shouldn't ought to do? Right? Eve was lied to. She was misled. So, you know, when we talk about lies and deceits, Satan, the serpent, that snake, was almost like a false prophet. Because you got false teachers and preachers out there in the church today. And their M.O. is to mislead you with Scripture they've taken out of context, and they want you to believe something that really isn't how God intended it to be.
Amen.
And there's a lot of them out there today. And they're doing that to grab a big following. They're doing that today. They're misleading people and saying, you know what? You put $10 in that basket, you're going to have $100 by the end of the week. They're misleading people with many, many different things. There's a lot of false prophets out there. A lot of false teachers. In 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 13 and 15, false prophets are called deceitful workers because they pretend to be servants of Christ and ministers of righteousness. Many teachers present themselves as men of God teaching His Word, yet they teach things that can't be found in the Bible. They're hiding behind the ministry cloak. In order to avoid lying and deceiving, we really need to know what causes people to lie. Ultimately, all lies are conceived in the heart under the influence of Satan. Satan can monkey with your brain.
Amen.
Think about it. It's a spiritual warfare. What does that mean? Spiritual warfare. I can't see the Spirit. But that Spirit can penetrate our thoughts. We can allow the Holy Spirit to guide our thoughts. We can allow Satan to guide our thoughts. And when Satan's there guiding our thoughts, it's just lies are going to start coming out. In John 8:44, Jesus said regarding Satan, there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources, for he is the liar and the father of lies. Satan influences men to lie.
Amen.
He causes us to lie. So when we tell a lie, we're following the influence of Satan. The real problem, however, is in our hearts. If we're going to change what we say, we have to start by changing our own attitude, how we're looking at things. Because we do have a hardening of the heart. And once you have the hardening of the heart, you start to get all frustrated about things. It's just not a good thing. Let's see, did I miss that? Maybe 5:19. It'll come up. Some lies are told for personal gain or pleasure. Okay? For example, I'll go back to Jacob. He and his uncle had deceived him many times about wages to be earned. They would agree to pay a certain wage, and the result would work out to Jacob's advantage always. So he'd change it up and try and pay him something different. This was deceitful to Jacob. It's a lot of deceit going on there. Today, modern businesses do the same thing. Modern businesses are going to convince people to buy their product for maybe some claim that isn't backed up, or they just put all this glitz and glitter over it. Buy this product. I know I'm in the software business, and sometimes it's like vaporware. Really, I can't see the software. It's supposed to do something, right? And a lot of software guys I've seen through the years that are selling software, and the prospect says, "Can it do boom boom?" Oh yeah, it can do that.
Yeah.
They're not demoing it. It can do that. Because they're going to lie to get the deal. And then once it's delivered, and I'm the guy doing the consulting work, and they go, well, the sales guy said I can do that. I said, no, I can't do that. That's a modification. It's going to cost you more money. Sales guy said, well, I didn't tell a lie. I said it could do that. No, it can't do that out of the can. It does that. You know, it's going to cost these people more money. You know? Sometimes people commit acts that they want to hide from others, and they often lie about it. When I was younger, we would my parents would say, don't take your bikes to Valley Forge Park.
Right.
Okay? And we would, right, we're going to ride our bikes to Valley Forge Park. And then my parents would challenge it. We didn't want to get in trouble for, first we disobeyed them. That was wrong. Okay? But we didn't want to get in further trouble. No, we didn't take our bike. We didn't ride to Valley Forge Park today. We're just riding around the neighborhood. Lying. Because you didn't want to get in trouble for something that you did.
Right.
You did something you're going to lie about to get your butt out of it. You shouldn't have done that thing to start with. Then you wouldn't have to lie about it to cover yourself.
Right, right.
Okay? It's really, really pathetic and sometimes how this thing boils down. This is one that bothers me. A lot of illegals are coming in. And they're lying about their citizenship in order to get a job or a driver's license. Just lying about it. You know? It's happening. Many Christians lie to cover their sins. It happens with a friend who I know. You know, he's lied right to my face about what's going on. A lot of people do that. A lot of people lie to my face and then you find out, really? That was a lie. The devil has many tools, but a lie is a handle that fits all of that. You know, like you have a tool at home and you got a battery that goes in a lot of different things. Well, the devil's got many tools. His handle, you put that on any of his tools, it's the handle of lies. It's going to force you to lie. People tell lies because they want others to think they are better than what they really are. Puff themselves up. In Acts, Ananias and Sapphira told a lie. That was motivated by pride. They said, you know what, we sold everything that we have. We gave it to the church. Yeah, they sold everything, but they didn't give it all to the church. There was a consequence for those lies. They died on the spot, pretty much. But they lied because they wanted to make themselves look better than what they really were. A lot of times we lie about our education. We lie about our work experience to get a job. I have. When I was younger, I put on my resume, I can do that. I had no idea how I was going to get that done. I had no education on that, but I wanted to advance myself. And I figured once I got the job, I'd be able to figure it out. But I wanted to get that job. So how many resumes that we read are not 100% true? They're doctored up to deceive the potential employer in order for you to get that position.
Amen.
And when you take it, you better figure it out or you're going to get canned anyway. You know? Some people tell lies just to avoid causing problems for others, to avoid hurting their feelings.
Amen.
But you hear things out there, you hear stories out there. So, you know, I don't want to hurt Linda's feelings, so I'm going to have to say something, a little bit of a lie over here. You know, Abraham in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 12 and verse 11 and 13, Abraham, when he moved to a foreign land, he took his wife Sarah with him, and he told the people that this was his sister, not his wife. He deceived them because he thought he was going to be killed, and he wanted to, you know, and you know, protect himself, protect his wife. That's my sister. Really? God will take care of you. If you're truthful,
that's right.
God will take care of you. You don't have to worry about it. Today, you know, family members like to lie to cover for one another. And again, I'll put myself on the hot spot here, an illustration. My parents were away one day. We're probably 12, 13 years old. Go-go dancing was a big thing. And we had a coffee table in the living room. So my brother says to my sister, why don't you just get on that coffee table and be like a go-go dancer? So my sister gets up there and the darn leg of that coffee table snapped off.
Oh my.
Now, we started out with a deceit. We tried to fix the leg of that coffee table. We thought we had pulled it off pretty well. Okay? And it wasn't until about a week or so later my mother was cleaning. She saw this really, you know, pathetic repair on the top of the leg. She calls kids and goes, what happened here? Who did this? I covered for my brother and sister. I lied and I said, I have no idea, Mom. I said, I have no idea who did this. I covered for that because I knew my brother would probably want to beat me up if I put the finger on him. To this day, she probably still never knows who broke the leg of that coffee table. I don't know. We deceived first, and then we followed it up with a lie. And I was brought up with a Christian education. I was brought up with the Ten Commandments drilled in my head. But at that time, Satan was taking over our thoughts because we were worried about our own butts. We were worried about our own skin. So people lie for various reasons. Sometimes there's no real purpose in it. And where do I want to go? Psalms 52, 2-4. A deceitful tongue loves evil more than good, and lying rather than speaking righteousness. Some people just seem to get pleasure out of misleading others. Deceiving and lying is an attitude problem. People lie because they do not love truth. They do not love the Lord as they should. The only solution to change that heart is to lead them to love God, is to lead them to obey God. We know all the people that we're surrounded with that are not doing the right things in God's eyes. Can we be a witness and do the right things? Maybe they'll just be an example to follow us. It would be a wonderful thing. Lying and deceit can also destroy someone's reputation. Not just in families, on the job, at school, in the church. When people find out others have lied about them, they often feel hurt and angry. We see it in all this deceit and lies, pointing fingers in the news media and in the politics today. They're trying to dig up dirt and throwing out lies out there. It's just not a good thing. But we're being influenced by all that. And then in Psalms, talks about spoken against me with a lying tongue. Lies are slanderous and they destroy credibility. It can destroy the reputation of a good man. Mark, some young girl comes forward and says you raped her. Nobody believes you. And it gets all publicized and really it didn't happen, but your reputation got destroyed as a result of that lie. So people's reputations do get destroyed over lies. Can we ever trust somebody who's been known to tell lies? Can you ever trust that person again if you've been betrayed by them? What you can do is you can pray for them.
That's right.
Those who love God do not respect those who turn aside to lies. People want friends they can trust and rely on. If you want good people to respect and trust you, don't lie. Right there in Psalms. Tells you that. You want to get the respect of others, you want people to trust you, don't lie. Do not lie. Lying, however, is probably the most common sin committed by people, including Christians. As a result, many people consider it a mirror. They speak little white lies, but little white lies, there's no such thing as a little white lie. I'm sorry, it's a lie. If we want spiritual fellowship with God, we must speak the truth. We must love the truth. We must love the Word. We must rely on the message of the cross and understand what He did for us. When He was standing there, they were lying about what He did. No, weren't they? They destroyed His whole reputation. People thought He was guilty of all of that, but He wasn't. He was a very humble man, and He took it because He knew He had the vision of what the Father was going to do. So fill your heart with the truth. In Matthew 12:34 and 35, for out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. A good man out of good treasure of his heart brings forth good things. And an evil man out of the evil treasure brings forth evil things. Speak according to what is in your hearts. So we need to harbor only truth in our hearts. Now, if you have nothing good to say, don't say it. If you know that what you're about to say is false or a lie, don't say it. Bite your tongue and be silent. Don't be trying to get in with the gang and, yeah, I'm going to add this story, that story. The stories probably aren't true at all. Psalms 15:2. One who abides in God's tabernacle is he who speaks the truth in his heart. In order to speak the truth with our mouths, we must speak the truth in our hearts. You know it in your heart first that what you're about to say is a falsehood, or what you're about to do is going to deceive somebody. You know it. When you go against that feeling, you've let the evil one overcome you once again, because we're surrounded by everybody else doing it. You figure, I can just get away with it this time. I can get away with this time. Also in Psalms 51:6, you desire truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part you will make me to know wisdom. So you know the truth inside. You know the word of the Lord. You know what's written in the Bible. You know what Jesus did on the cross for you. But we forget about him. We lose sight on that. So lying is truly an abomination to the Lord. He hates a lying tongue. What about you and me? Do we have lying tongues that God hates? Because if we do, we need to tell the Lord right now. Lord, I know in my background and in my past, and at some point in time in my life, I know I've told at least one lie. Probably many. Lord, when I leave here today, cleanse my heart and my mind.
Yes, yes.
Let me have that love and that joy to battle the evil thoughts, and let every word that comes out of my mouth be pure, be edifying, and be loving to others. Amen.
Amen.